Welcome to the North Phoenix Suburban Stead. This video follows a different format than what we've produced prior. Yes, it's a DIY video, but there are several DIY videos on this topic available on YouTube. What's different about this video is that we walk you through the things they don't tell you, meaning in all the videos on this topic there are important things they skip over. This video covers those items. Before we get into the detail, it's important to know that this is not a negative vlog about Hunter Douglas. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Hunter Douglas products and services is off the charts. This is not a paid advertisement. This is just the North Phoenix Suburban Stead contributing informative and entertaining content to those who engage YouTube to improve. We have 18 windows with Hunter Douglas blinds at the Suburban Stead. They're all 10 plus years old. A third of them were not operating correctly. Specifically, the cords used to raise and lower the blind were broken. These cords are inside the fabric. Take a look at this picture. It's a little hard to see, but there's a vertical line in the silhouette on the left side of the blind. That's the cord. It's missing on the right side. Okay, we identified the problem, broken cords. Got it. We know Hunter Douglas is awesome about obtaining new parts, but we needed to know the type of blinds. Thankfully, we had the field repair manual. Our research showed we needed to replace the Easy Rise lift slat / spool assembly. We went to the Hunter Douglas website and made the request for parts. Easy, simple. They were delivered a week later. We're ready to roll. Here's the first thing no other videos or anything written in the instruction manuals clearly state. Remove all the broken tape pieces or cord pieces before you remove the blind from the window. Use a metal coat hanger if you have to, kind of fish it in from the side of the honeycomb, but make sure you remove all of those cord pieces before you take it down. With all the broken tape pieces removed, it's time to remove the blind from the window. Your choice on whether or not to raise up and secure the blind first or remove it as is. I chose the latter. This brings us to the next item they don't explain well, blind removal. This is the clip that holds the blind. Note the 4 bent tabs at the top and the bottom of the clip. To remove the blind, you push in on the bottom half of the top cross member so that the cross member detaches from the top part of the bracket. Once it's detached from the top part of the bracket, you simply curl the cross member toward you and it detaches from the bottom part of the bracket and you can remove it. Now that I had it off the window, I raised up the blind and scrunched that honeycomb fabric. Then I used either rubber bands or zip ties to tightly secure the blind to prevent it from unraveling. You'll also see why this becomes important to do this because we'll have to thread the new cord through the fabric. We want to make sure we've got the shortest distance to do that. On to the next item. I call this tape tail. When threading the new tape cord through the fabric and the bottom cross member, be sure to leave an extra length of tape cord. I learned about this tape tail the hard way. The original installer 10 plus years ago left no tail, so I had to really finesse and even mangle the connection piece to get the old tape and the bottom fastener out. In other words, be kind. I wanted to do it right for the next person, which will likely be me. The next thing they don't tell you is to clear all residual blockage before threading the new tape. Even if you remove the broken tape before removing the blind from the window, there's a good likelihood that something will create blockage, making it really challenging to thread the new tape. I used a safety pin to clear the blockage. Another thing the instructions and the how-to videos don't tell you is to use the clutch rod to stop the spool from spinning while threading. Let me explain. You need to remove the clutch assembly and the rod in order to position the new tape spool. Even though the spool is seated tightly, it spins freely. So after you seat the spool, slide the clutch rod back through the spool to control the spin, especially for when you're threading and cutting to length, including that tape tail. On to the next item, the draw rope direction. This may seem trivial, but it's one of those things that would drive me absolutely nuts if I didn't correct it. The draw rope raises and lowers the blind. You want to decide which direction is closest to the operator, up or down. The last item on the things they don't tell you list: reinstalling the blind onto the clips or the bracket. Yes, it's the opposite of removing, but the key is ensuring you seat the window side of the bottom of the crossmember onto the bottom tabs of the bracket. Then curl up and snap the top of the crossmember into the top of the bracket. You'll hear the clicks. You're done. Test. Good to go. This has been another production from the North Phoenix Suburban Stead. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video both informative and entertaining. And if you haven't done so already, click subscribe and we'll see you on the next video.